Look beyond the camera. This is just, you know, checking out prototype shit, eyeballing everything. Alright guys, welcome to the vlog. So as I said earlier, Chuck Courtois, straight from Canada. I actually introduced you as our favorite Canadian, one of our favorite Canadians. Because there's a lot, there's a lot of Canadian influence in the industry. And I think it's really cool that there is so much of a tie between the two countries. But you know, Chuck jumped the border yesterday night. He's been on the run ever since. We don't have a whole lot of time with him today because we don't want anybody to catch up with him. No, you're good.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
good.
yeah.
We don't have to worry about the police.
I wasn't here.
Or the federale. What are they up there?
The what?
What are the police called up there? Are they police? Sorry.
the mounties.
The mounties?
Wake up in the morning and we comb our hair, put on our mountie underwear.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we call them police too.
Police too?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so if I'm ever there, I can refer to them as police and not like...
Hey, police!
Alright, well thank you guys for joining us today. So, a couple questions for Chuck. He's coming down for the ISA event. We're going to be down there tomorrow as well. Don't forget to check us out in the Oracle booth. Chuck's going to come down and have some fun. I think you're doing the competition?
Nope.
No competition.
We're down here for...
fun.
Well, we're looking at some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at stuff. That worries me.
Yeah.
Like
stuff.
Expanding into
Yeah,
the US
well,
market.
yeah, we have a couple little tricks up our sleeve. We want to offer more to our clients. So
Oh, okay.
this is probably the best show to go to.
Okay.
So
yeah, for signage and
everything
and all that kind of stuff.
Printer related stuff. You have it all under one roof.
Right.
So.
Well, I'm sure we'll catch up with you tomorrow. We'll try to capture some of whatever that is up your sleeve.
See it?
I got a sneak peek today. Just to start everything off, you know, again, welcome. You're going to be the first person that we have sat down with on this vlog, and ultimately, as I said in some of the earlier introductory videos, this vlog is about 4 P's. It's about people, places, products, and Pain is Dead. So one of those people in this industry, a very active person, is Chuck Courtois. Does a lot of installs throughout the U.S. as well as Canada. A lot into business, which is my forte. And Chuck's handling the installation end of their wrap sales, so that's pretty cool as well. So how long has that been going on? Where do you look to take that in the future?
Well, like, we've been back and forth for the last 3 years, and I mean, you know, once SEMA starts, then, you know, summertime I'm gone doing all my SEMA stuff. Well, this year I think we spoke about it, and I wanted to be home more.
Okay.
I mean, my kids are gonna be 5 and 9. I want to see them do stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, that's the benefit of being an hour from home now versus living out of my truck. So.
Yeah, I mean, you've called me before in the middle of nowhere in Canada, driving for hours just to get home from an installation, and that's really critical. You know, we talk a lot. Justin Pate, if you've ever taken the Avery Dennison class, Justin talks a lot about being home with family, and that's such a key thing that needs to happen for everybody, especially when you've got younger kids like that.
Sure.
Being home is there's really no value you can put on that. So very, very cool. I'm sure they'll be happy to have you home more.
Well, that and having a wife that, you know, we've talked about that a lot.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, I mean, an understanding wife that has, I mean, she says she doesn't have a problem, but we both know that there's a little bit of a problem.
Of course, she wants you around, Chuck.
But, you know, it is what it is. I'm doing what I have to do to provide for my family, and, you know, now I'm home almost every night.
Which is amazing.
So, yeah. I mean,
that's awesome.
My daughter calls, like, even on the way in yesterday once we left, you know, bawling on the phone. Where are you? How come you're not home? When are you going to be home? So
yeah, you're almost getting to that point where you got two wives, because you got a son as well, right?
Yes.
So you got a son.
Yeah.
So the 2 girls play off each other and call you.
Wow.
Intermixing back and forth.
Avery calls more than my wife. So.
That happens.
But I mean, I'm you know, I gotta take it when I can, because, well, you have an older daughter, and I'm sure.
I've got 2 older daughters.
You wish that she would call you probably more, or maybe you are close. I don't know.
Yeah, no, my oldest is in college, and that's a tough transition to go through. And I can say as they get older, you know, you get to that point where they go off. You know, whether it's just out of the house or off to college, and you'll never be able to retake these years back. So being able to be home is a huge positive, because I do have one about 2.5 hours away in college now. One in 9th grade and then one in 3rd grade. So, you know, I truly value a lot more the younger kids that I have's time and being with them every day and every night versus the older, which I did a lot of traveling as well. So ultimately that's something to put forth. So as you head down to ISA, I mean, you're in Florida for a couple days. I mean, today for us, this is cold. Like I think it's 50 degrees outside.
It's pretty cold for us, but we had the windows down, so it's like, you know, hot for Canada, but cold for
I mean, let me just,
Florida.
So in Florida, if it gets below 60 degrees, people just start dying in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
So you guys it's 50 outside. You guys are cruising with the windows down.
Yeah, we had the sunroof open.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, I'm homebound.
People are probably just like, well, I mean, the Ontario plate, they're like,
they get it.
They don't have their toques and parkas on,
So we went to, my dad took myself and my youngest down to SeaWorld as a belated birthday present for him a couple weeks ago, and it was chilly that morning. So we get out of the car and we're walking into the park, and you can definitely tell the Floridians who are all bundled down like with huge jackets and jeans, and you see somebody walk past you with a pair of shorts on and a tank top, and they're like, woo, go! You know, where's the pool? You're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So interesting dynamic, but very cool. So we're gonna head down to ISA tomorrow. Chuck is heading down to ISA today. So we'll try to catch up with you guys tomorrow. We've got some walking around we need to do tomorrow morning for Pro Series and meeting with some people, and hopefully we can connect up with you guys too. And what's your plan after ISA? Are you gonna do Saturday as well?
We're aiming to be home for Sunday, so we have a busy week next week. So we have a couple cars coming in.
Great, that's always good.
Yeah,
that's better than the alternative.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. If you don't follow the Wrap Promoter, you should follow the Wrap Promoter. Great Instagram account, every day getting, you know, wraps, concepts, ideas, new products pop up on there. So it's definitely something you'll want to go follow. But where do you see the Wrap Promoter going this year? What's your direction as you move forward with that account?
Well, I mean, now they're making social media so much easier for like us as like an advertiser, because I can put links to people's websites. You can put different like add-ons now. So the sky's the limits with it. It's just gonna keep getting better, I think. So we're pushing a lot for obviously new product coming out. I mean, we've done some promotions with the Pro Series as well. You guys have fellers and Metro carrying a 5-star in Canada is one of your distributors. So we're doing advertising with them. Chris, like, I think there's a lot going on and a lot of new stuff that's going to be coming out this year. I mean, I can see back there some stuff there's some good stuff coming.
There's, you know, I mean, well, let's say Pro Series is pushing some really cool stuff that's coming. But in addition, you know, when you talk about a distributor or a manufacturer of a product really pushing things through to the industry, there's not a lot of options to push that out. I mean, you can take an ad out in a magazine. There's a couple magazines that exist in the wrap industry. You can post it on your own social media or Facebook, and depending on what your following is, that could or may not be, you know, constructive. But when you talk about, you know, having an outlet like the Wrap Promoter where people can go and post and be in front of a lot larger audience than just an individual followership, I think it really opens up the doors for those types of products as they do launch into the industry.
For sure. All right. Yeah, we have a lot of good outlets. There's myself, Kevin from Wrapfolio, Tim from Mapper. There's all. You guys are advertising, like there's lots of outlets for the whole entire industry, like to advertise. Like we have the biggest reach, like between the 4 accounts. Yeah. Like the numbers are huge.
Yeah, and I even see accounts popping up overseas. Like there's a Super Wrap account that's popping up, and it's kind of doing the same thing in the European market. So these stages that we have built for the industry, for people to really know, this is what I need to follow to know what's coming and the coolest things that are happening in the industry, I think are really advantageous. And they allow you to follow one channel and see a big diversity of opportunities, products, as well as inspiration.
Like that's why I started the Wrap Promoter. Like being in Ontario, Canada, we would never find out about SEMA, ISA. Like, our suppliers didn't deal with that.
Right.
There would be one sign show in Toronto, and that was it. So I figured with my connections throughout the industry, I could get the info out to the people in Canada. At least make it easier for them to know what's going on.
But it's a lot bigger than Canada now. I mean, the wrap promoter is a worldwide reach.
Yeah. But that was my original intention to start it, was to promote within Canada. So I went after the Canadian distributors. They're like, you know what, we're fine. Like, we don't need that help. Well, now 5 Star Enterprise, like, I'm helping them get their name out. Like, they are the biggest color change distributor in Canada right now.
Well, I think, you're seeing 5 Star come onto the market. I think 5 Star's really kind of seen a void in the Canadian industry and really stepped into that, much like, Fellers and Metro really, they slice into what the core demographic of the color change industry, and they've taken note of that and jumped into that as well. They also just picked up the Sol Avery distribution in Canada as well.
Yep.
And I think they have film rights now.
Well, that was the other thing. Like, I'm not going to say the companies, but I would call the one and be like, hey, do you guys have gloss black and stuff? No, we're going to be like 2 to 3 weeks. And I was like, you shouldn't be like that. I can call Anthony at 5 Star, and he's like, yeah, it'll be there tomorrow.
Right.
He knows what we need, what we want.
Right.
He's the Fellers, the Metro of Canada, and that's what we needed badly. Because the color change market is taking off.
So do you see you see the color change market in Canada, trending much like
for sure.
way like the US is?
Yeah. Because like, we had a car in the shop that was done, it was painted. If you saw it, like, it's terrible.
Right.
And it's a nice car, but you know what? We're gonna put a wrap on it and make it 100 times better looking. So, and that's where that part of the business is going. So, I mean, the commercial side of it will always be there. The color change, I think it's just up and down.
Right. So in Canada, is color change as advantageous to tackle as commercial, or is it much like the US where commercial is really the money maker and
commercial is definitely
the money maker?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe why you guys have some things up your sleeve for this year. I think I saw one of those things in your sleeve.
It's in there. Okay. Right back by the armpit.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
One thing I was going to bring up is that with Anthony in Canada and what he's pushing throughout the Canadian market, how do you see that changing the industry in Canada?
He's good at marketing. So he's in your face. Like, you can't go anywhere on Instagram without a dub or a 5 star like thumbs up in it. So you're seeing them. They're getting their name out there. So and it's good marketing because people weren't going to be like, who's 5 Star Enterprise? Click on it. Oh, we have a Avery vinyl distributor that's not Grimco.
Right.
So
do you see the other distributors kind of following suit, or do you think that he's so far ahead of
No, I think they're going to notice it, but he's definitely
got the game.
No, he's the first horse out of the gate for sure.
Great. So. I'd love to see that in other markets as well. Like I know the U.S. market really well, and it's funny. It speaks for a lot of the same things you talk about, the Canadian market and the trending and who's out there winning the battles and things like that by marketing and doing those things really strongly. So it's nice to hear that you guys have that going on in Canada, and we're anxious to see how quickly you guys get out there. I mean, you guys always bring some really solid things to contests, like the Rap Like a King contest. There's always really solid stuff that comes out of Canada. Yeah. So just to think that that's not even where Canada will be in a year or 2 years or 3 years is pretty surprising and amazing to hear. I can't wait to see what comes out of Canada in the future. Yeah. Something different than just Chuck Courtois.
Yeah. Hey. Maybe. There might be another one. You never know.
Leading the charge. No, I mean your projects, not you personally, but the projects that you bring out of Canada are really intricate, and they're game changers. They set the tone in the industry. So, is ECD based in Canada?
Yep. Eric is from Northern Ontario.
Okay.
He's about 6 hours north of Toronto.
Great.
But He's relocating to Utah to live happily with his wife there.
Based on the success of his company.
Yeah.
Looks like it's done
Like
very well.
he's doing definitely really well.
Great.
So, I mean, we have so many fantastic designers in this industry, and they all have different styles. And
That's something interesting. I didn't plan on bringing that up, but you know, I think what's happened in this industry is you've seen someone like Scott Keppel come out and really kind of put a footprint in the market for what that part of the industry is, and now, you know, 2 years later, 3 years later, however long that's been on the market, you're starting to see, I mean, I could honestly probably pull 50 names off the top of my head of people that are just doing wrap design and selling that across the industry and doing extremely well with it.
well, there's like a couple just in the last 6 months that I've noticed, like out of Germany.
Right.
Like, there's some crazy designers out there.
And I think they've been there. They just haven't had a place to feel like they have a niche in the market. And now that's really been exploited, and that niche is there. But also social media allows them to quickly push that out to the market and showcase what they're doing and how great of a skill they have. So that's a whole other niche of the market that's kind of blown up over the past 2 to 3 years in the industry, which really makes guys that don't have an in-house designer be able to stand out in the market and do some of those color, custom wraps, but not color change wraps. So.
Fun. Yeah, see, I knew there was something funny going on here.
Funny going on.
How do you put
That's
this
an
thing on?
That's an extra.
How do you put it on?
Put your hand in it. See, that works.
Come on.
Live on camera. Never mind, we're not gonna talk about that. Kind of a switch up for you guys. I'm wearing a glove, and Chuck is wearing one of our version 2 Pro gloves. Chuck put it on. The first thing he said is, "This is different." Why?
Well, so I had the skeleton glove that you gave me at SEMA. This one feels a lot more durable.
So this is our version 2 glove. And that's actually a prototype double XL, because we've had a lot of people ask us for double XL gloves.
Yeah, I mean,
so this one's a lot bigger for a larger hand. One thing that I've always noticed about the glove is if you look at the 2 gloves, the one thing where I think they kind of miss some of the boat is they don't accentuate the fingers. And so a lot of people that put these on feel like they don't feel as tight, and people tell us on the Pro glove, like, it really feels like I'm almost not wearing a glove. It's so pushed down into my fingers that it's almost like just an extension of my hand at that point. Whereas this had kind of like a webbed wonder.
Yeah, I mean, true. Yeah.
So Chuck and I are gonna have some fun with these gloves for a couple minutes before they have to head out and hit the road, back on the road again to get to ISA. They're only about two and a quarter hours away, so they're at the end of their trip. But I just wanted to take a minute, thank Chuck for coming by, sitting down with us for a few minutes. This is kind of like it's not that. It's a red couch. It's different. But yeah, don't ever invite Canadians to your shop. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll get back to it, and we'll see you on the next one.